Hey everybody, this is Derek, aka No One on YouTube. Thank you for clicking on my video. And as you can see, this is directed to all of you angels, as well as to anybody else that just happened to click on this video and is going to enjoy this little documentary. So as if you've already seen the video that I just uploaded, the Whitney Houston cover. Hold on one second. I just got to put the fan on for just briefly. When the documentary gets on, I'm going to turn it off so that there's no, noise or whatever. But here, let me just put the speed on low. But it does get hot in my room, and yes, the air conditioner is on, but I'm in Florida, so it's like ugh. Anyways, like I said before, I had already seen the Whitney Houston cover, but then the audio didn't turn out, so I was transparent and I wanted to see it again, and I figured let's just record it again, as long as you guys know, and I'm glad I did. So if there's any haters out there, you know what, go ahead and hate. I enjoyed watching it that second time around, and I hope that you guys enjoyed it too. That is my hope. And so same thing with this little documentary. I thought it was very well put together. I totally enjoyed it. It did get me to get to know Angelina a little bit better, especially her beginnings, her early years. And so I want to watch it again. And again, if I didn't want to watch it and record it, I wouldn't. You guys wouldn't even know that I even watched it, right? But because I want to see it again, and you know what? I'm going to watch it again, record it, and upload it. And just as long as you guys know, I'm just being transparent. All right, so let me minimize my screen. Okay, and let's get into this. This was a fantastic documentary. It's from the channel Wrapped in a Warm Blanket. And I'm going to have the link to the original video in my description. But let's go ahead and watch this. I just want to make sure that the lights are on. And, well, usually there's nobody home here. But, okay. Born to Sing, the Angelina Jordan story. Oh, okay, that's fine. So beautiful.
The Angelina Jordan story is not just another story about a talented young singer. This is a special story of how dreams can come true. Some people in the business already know Angelina Jordan very well, and they're already very impressed with her. Quincy Jones, the legendary music producer, said that Angelina reminds him of Michael Jackson in younger days, and he should know. Quincy invited Angelina to his 85th birthday party to perform on stage.
Fly me to the moon and let me play among the stars. Let me see what spring is like on Jupiter and Mars. And all the words hold my hand, and all the words, darling, kiss me.
And during this one-on-one performance, he shows his appreciation.
While I'm alone, who else can be? Dream a little dream of me.
So good.
David Foster, the celebrated Canadian producer who discovered Celine Dion and Michael Bublé, he also is very impressed with her. Now, Norah Jones, the Grammy Award-winning jazz musician, invited Angelina on stage with her for her South Korean concerts when Angelina was just 11. Let's begin at the beginning. We'll start with a full cast of characters. Here, Mother Sarah is with Grandma Mary Zamani with baby Angelina. Mary Zamani is an internationally famous artist, but little did she know that her greatest work of art is in her left hand in the form of Angelina Jordan. When Angelina Jordan was 18 months old, she already showed her great musical talent. Here she is performing a Whitney Houston classic.
Yeah. You know what? I'm sorry, guys. I said probably in my other video too that it showed her singing "I Have Nothing," so I was wrong. It's "I Will Always Love You," but either way, I got the artist right, Whitney Houston. All right, let me back this up. So adorable.
Houston classic. And here she is explaining what was happening at age 2 and how she taught herself to sing.
Så fant jeg fra YouTube, og så kom det masse artister. Chevy Bessie, Louis Armstrong, Billie Holiday.
And what I mentioned the first time when I saw this, and it's good to see this again, is as a young person, her, who she sought out on YouTube to learn from, it wasn't Beyonce, it wasn't Gaga, it wasn't Ariana Grande, it wasn't any of these like pop stars. I mean, when you're first introduced to her, you automatically see that there's an old soul there, right? But now you can see why, because she went for these classy and classic old school artists that had soul and that obviously highly influenced Angelina's style, but yeah, just wanted to make that notation that Angelina didn't go, in the pop mainstream and all of that stuff. So it's very, very interesting that even from an early age that this is who she gravitated towards.
In her preschool class, she's not very happy. Why doesn't she want to sing? Is it that her musical sensibilities are offended by everything going on around her?
That is absolutely hilarious. She's like, I just can't. That face.
She's not very happy. Why doesn't she want to sing? Is it that her musical sensibilities are offended by everything going on around her? At age 5, first, she gives us a tour of her toys, and then she gives us a performance of Rolling in the Deep. Listening to this performance, it isn't apparent that she's going to be a superstar. What is apparent, though, is her love of music. She's taking her singing seriously.
We are the deep, who have our heart inside.
And she has great encouragement from her family.
Jeg tror hun var 5 år, så var hun veldig klar. Hun fortalte meg og sa at kan ikke du, nå får du melde meg på disse talentkonkurransene.
Så hun skal fortsatt synge. Og det det beste hun vet, og så lenge hun vil, skal vi absolutt støtte henne.
But what happened after the age of 5? She made a phenomenal leap over the next year or 2. Here she is singing in the studio.
So you can definitely hear the progress from when she was 5 years old just till she was 7 years old. And then I think it was like a little after this, maybe a year later, that she was on the Norway show. But yeah, it's interesting to seeing her development when she was 2 years old to when she was 5 years old to now she's 7 years old in the studio. And how she taught herself.
By now, everyone can see her true potential. But
Yeah.
going back to that original photo, let's talk more about Mary Zamani, her grandmother. Sarah says Angelina inherited her talent from her grandmother. Mary's artwork can be described in many ways. But one of the main features of her artwork is her humanitarianism. It comes out not with a huge mass of anonymous people. It comes out more like with great similarities, and we're all humankind together. And Angelina, from a very young age, spent a lot of time with her grandmother in art galleries. Some of Angelina's performances were in front of Mary's paintings.
Has arrived, and I thank God I'm alive. You're just too good to be true. Can't take my eyes off of you. I guess we know the score. All in all.
Mary Zamani also did.
Listen, did she ever like do that cover later? Is there like, or even that clip? Is there a full clip of her doing Queen, The Show Must Go On? Because, I mean, I can look it up, of course. But I definitely would love to see that. I loved when she did the Bohemian Rhapsody on America's Got Talent. That was a phenomenal performance. So I would love to see her do The Show Must Go On. Okay. Just had to say that.
Mary Zamani also did some of the directing for some of Angelina Jordan's videos. Through it all, Mary has always been Angelina's biggest cheerleader.
Mormor, hun veldig inspirerende, og jeg elsker henne.
The bond between them is quite extraordinary. And then there's Michael, her uncle and manager who's been with her from the start. He supports her and carries her through everything. Also, at the same time, he knows how to have great fun with her and how to keep her happy and on track with a normal childhood. This is the advantage.
One of the things that I mentioned when I first saw this is how it's really cool to see her just be a child, you know, to be a young, to be a girl, you know, because she gets on stage and she gets in front of that microphone and this old soul comes out, but it's good to see her behind the scenes just being her age, you know. That's really cool. That was really cool to see. Another thing that I had mentioned is the fact of, you know, the support, the family support that played a huge part in not only her developing and crafting her skill, but then later on as we get into her, for her age, her unique gift of empathy. But we'll get into that a little bit later when we get into that section.
That Angelina has with a wonderful family all around her. Back to the music. At age 7, she's finally able to audition at Norway's Got Talent.
Oh, 7.
Here's her initial performance with a rehearsal just before she goes on stage.
Altså, du jo musikk.
Takk.
Ja.
Vet du hva jeg tenker om deg? Jeg tenker at du født til å synge.
In the next round, Angelina does an a cappella version of another song by Billie Holiday, an artist that means the world to her.
I'm a fool to want you.
Then comes the moment when the world realizes that Angelina is not just another Billie Holiday imitator.
I was 5 and he was 6. We were horses made of sticks. He were black and I were white. He would always win the fight. Bang, bang. I shot you down. Bang, bang. You hit the ground. Bang, bang. That awful sound. Bang, bang. My baby shot me down.
And in the final, she really says, "Let me show you what I can do."
Jeg elsker å synge, og det skal jeg vise dere I kveld.
Will her dreams come true?
Angelina og Juice Crew. Det navnet jeg leser opp vinneren av Norske Talenter 2014 og 500 000 kroner. Nå skjer det. Vinneren av Norske Talenter 2014 med 46% av stemmene, Angelina!
So sweet.
But the music is only part of the story. There's another parallel story going on at the same time. This has to do with Angelina Jordan's vision, which she expresses very clearly in the story when she was 6 years old, when she gave away her shoes.
Right.
Whenever she performs on stage, she's barefoot. The reason for this is an experience she had at 6 when she and her parents lived in the Middle East, where she met a shoeless girl who worked as a street vendor.
Så sa hun at så fin sko du har. Og så sa jeg takk, og så sa jeg vil du ha den, og så ga jeg den til hun, og så sa jeg hva ditt drøm? Hun sa at jeg vil være en lege, men jeg kan ikke, og så sa jeg at du må aldri gi opp. Da sa hun at jeg skal be for deg. Da må du minne på meg. Det derfor jeg barbent.
But Angelina Jordan also expresses what's coming from her.
Jeg har lyst til å synge for hele verden. Sang betyr som å puste for meg. Eller jeg bare elsker syngen.
And you can tell.
Ja, man får så mye energi fra den.
Ja, det gjør det.
Og når jeg synger, så liksom, når de liksom sier, altså når de får tårer og blir veldig glade da,
Ja.
så altså blir jeg liksom veldig, da blir jeg veldig også glad.
Du har fått en mulighet til å formidle noe til mennesket. Men det som din styrke, det at du har en helt unik formidlingsevne.
She demonstrates her charitable nature when she talks about the book she wrote, about giving away her shoes.
Verden veldig rar. Akkurat der og da følte jeg at døra mi I hjertet åpnet seg, og at det ble fullt med masse lys. Det var som det fantes fra jord til himmel en trapp.
Those words are so beautiful. And, again, she had such a wonderful, nurturing family that really taught her love and discipline and taught her manners and class. I did not have a loving background. Mine was with abuse. So it took me years to get out of myself and to be able to look at others in an empathetic way. And I'm going to still touch on her empathy, but right now is just kind of like when they're in the middle of this. But you can totally see that she, from being nurtured by her family, her mom, her grandma, her uncle, she had a lot of love around her. So she's able to see when someone else doesn't have that because she has it, and she's able to what's the word? I mean, it's more than an observation. And this is what I was saying earlier. There's a difference between sympathy and empathy. You can sympathize with somebody and then move along and go your own way. Empathy is different. Empathy is your pain and my heart. But not only do you feel the person's pain, but that it moves you to action, right? So that's the difference between sympathy and empathy. When you have empathy towards a person, you want to do something to help them. And so from a very early age, her family nurturing created this empathetic soul that she is. And that's, at her age, is unheard of. Well, at least, I don't know a lot of kids, her age that has that kind of empathy. And then for her, all these years later, to still perform barefoot because of that experience that she had when she was 6 years old, that to me is extraordinaire. I could see another person like maybe doing that for a few years and then just being like, okay, well, I've kind of outgrown that kind of thing, but she never did.
Det var som det fantes fra jord til himmel en trapp. Jeg klatret opp trappene. Det å kunne gjøre noe for et annet menneske var så stort. Vanskelig å si akkurat.
Angelina's vision has led her to do charity concerts to help poor children and charity events to help the less fortunate.
Sang for de barna som har ikke noe klær, har ikke noe mat, de som fattige. Where there is love, I'll be there. Hei, Hei, Angelina. Hei, det veldig hyggelig å møte deg. Hyggelig at vi to kunne møtes.
Ja, først vil jeg få nevne min stilling og min stand.
Angelina discusses her book Between Two Hearts with a family friend who's also a poet who strongly encouraged her to write the book. In this interview, Angelina's true empathy is demonstrated.
Jeg vil gjerne være henne et sekund. Jeg er både et menneske og et barn. Jeg vil gjerne dele livet hennes i et sekund for å vite hvordan det er å sitte alene, våt og fuktig og barbeint i et hjørne av gata.
I wouldn't be surprised if she actually drew and painted this. Did she? Wouldn't surprise me. This little girl, this young lady, because, now she's a woman, but she's got so much talent in her and creativity.
Jenta sier til meg at hun har mistet håpet. Hjertet som ofte snakker til meg hvisker. Fortell henne at hun ikke skal være lei seg, og at hun ikke må miste håpet. Det vil ordne seg til slutt.
Da gjør du liksom jenta til noe du går inn i med tanker og følelser. Og så ser du hele verden foran deg, som ligger der foran deg, altså. Fordi det vitner om at du har innlevelse både i verden og i mennesker, og det voksne folk glemmer ofte.
And that's such a good point that he's making. Adults don't have empathy nowadays. Everybody's so addicted to their devices. Everybody walks, and I think he mentions that they're in their own little bubbles, and that's so true. Everybody walks around their own little bubble. Nobody cares about nobody. I live here in America, and sometimes I read like news, something in the news or whatever. Like let's say a video from a news source, maybe has to do with like a war that's going on in a certain country. I'm not going to mention anything, but then you'll see like some people comment like, oh, we got to worry about what's going on over here at home. And it's like, that is the most unempathetic, unkind, unloving thing to think because it's not about just where you live. There are children that are suffering everywhere. My heart does not wish that only the children where I live get taken care of. I wish that the children everywhere, all around the world, and not just children, but people that lose their homes in natural disasters, people that lose everything because of war, and become casualties, in one way or another, whether in one degree or another. But people have lost a lot of that empathy. And of course, with the media that feeds so much trash and violence and, in the so-called entertainment, like with TVs and movies and things like that. I mean, people get desensitized to violence and they tend to lose a little bit of humanity within themselves as adults. And yet here's this young lady who, from the start, has been nurtured to be an empathetic person. Not to express empathy, but to be empathetic. So we all have a lot to learn from her.
Mennesker, og det voksne folk glemmer ofte å tenke sånn at det noe verden der. De bare skynder seg videre i sin egen konstruksjon.
Kjærlighet veldig kjærlighet betyr alt.
There's also the reaction that Angelina has on us and the full impact.
Det var en gammel dame, og så sa hun at jeg ble rørt. Og så sa jeg det var ikke meningen. Da klemte hun meg.
Hvor rører hjertet ditt? Herlig, du rører hjertet mitt så sinnssykt. Men det ikke bare mitt. Det sørmingen hele verden snart.
Personally, I can't wait for the world to find out about Angelina. Everyone seems to be touched by her singing, even little babies.
Oh, yeah, this is so cute. Is this her? Is this her?
Today, my time has come. Sends shivers down my spine. Body's aching all the time. Goodbye, everybody. I've got to go. Gotta leave you all behind and face the truth. Mama, I don't wanna die. I sometimes wish I'd never been born at all. Just gotta get out, just gotta get out of the gate. Nothing really matters. Anyone can say nothing really matters. Nothing really matters to me.
And I thought that was a genius way of ending the documentary. Very profound. Regardless of whether this is her or not, I have no idea who the baby is. You guys can let me know. But just on the T-shirt, Little Dreamer, and then ending with dreams can come true. And then the baby closing its eyes, going to sleep to start dreaming. A shout out to Robert Carlson, who just passed away a few years ago. Okay, so that's it. So everybody go visit the Wrapped in a Warm Blanket channel and click like on the video, and then all of Angelina Jordan's socials and website and everything is going to be in the description as well, so you can go support Angelina. That is the most important thing. You know, go visit the website, buy merch. That's how artists make their money nowadays. If they come around your area, or she comes around your area, then go purchase a ticket and go see her. And as you can see, she does a lot of charity. So she's a special lady, a special young woman. Now, if you liked my reaction to this, my reaction, my second time watching this, and I'm glad I watched it again. So if you liked my reaction and maybe my thoughts and what I had to say, then I hope you click like, and I hope that you will follow me. I hope you will that you will subscribe. I think my analytics said that 87% of the people that watch my videos are not even subscribed. So I hope that if you're not a subscriber, that you will become a subscriber and that you will join me on the journey. And there's a video I made right when I started reacting that says what I won't do as a reactor, and it's because I will never tell anyone to subscribe. I will never tell anyone to hit like. I will never tell anyone to do anything, you know. But if you want to, that'll make me happy. I really would like you to join me on my journey and to guide me in all these different rabbit holes, especially with Angelina Jordan. So thank you very much. So everybody have a wonderful evening, and I will see you all you angels, very soon. All right, bye.